What's up, savages? It is Friday. We are just going to chill out and do a cool little solo mining using, mining swap using a Micropool that the devs developed to basically solo mine on. So it's super cool, neat little feature that they include with the project. And let me fix this dang camera back here. Thing drives me nuts. All right, so we're just going to get right into it because there's no telling what's going to happen. There's a lot to this. Not that much. It's pretty easy, but I didn't want to waste any time doing anything else. So because this is my third night, I think, covering some feature or function of swap. I know we did mining. I think that first night we did basically like a background of what's going on with the project and stuff. I think we did roadmap and all kinds of stuff. We've been doing a lot of swap lately, so not sponsored in any way, not compensated. What's up, Yashnik? This is just me talking to you about a particular project that I'm kind of interested in, right? That's all this is. No crypto, no money has changed hands in any way whatsoever. So let's just get right into it. I do want to go to right now I'm already doing it. I'm already mining on the Micropool, and everything seems to be going pretty well. These two rigs right here behind me are actually on the Micropool right now. And we did cover this last night, last night we did this as well, but I was kind of fast at the end, doing the Micropool stuff. So I think that was last night. I don't know. I think you can mine with any hash rate because it really doesn't have anything to do with, it's just what you're pointing your rig to, that's it, or your GPU or whatever. It's just whatever you're pointing your miner to, whatever miner you're using, and you're pointing it to a Micropool or the Micropool, then you should be able to mine, I'm sure. But the devs for swap should be in here. I don't know if they're in here yet. They can answer you guys' questions because I'm just going to kind of go through the motions of how this works. So basically, let me tell you what my configuration is real quick. I just have an old Windows 10 machine here that I'm running the pool on. That's what this is right here. And then I have the two rigs behind me that are on my home network. And one of them is nvidia and one of them is AMD. So both of them right now are pointed to this Micropool. So if you think about what's happening here, basically I'm running a pool on my local network, so I'm not having to pay pool fees or anything like that. It's basically just an executable. You run it, and then there's a couple of settings in there, and then you attach your rigs to it. You point your rigs to it. The only trick is to get the firewall, because normally everybody has Windows Defender installed on their, or it comes with Windows 10, so you have to configure the firewall to allow the port through it so that your miners can actually connect. And that's what we can actually I'll show you that real quick first, because that is probably the part that will get people trip people up right away. So if you just click on, you couldn't really see what I was doing, but all I did was I clicked on start, and then I typed in firewall. There we go. You can see it now. So firewall, and then go to Windows Defender Firewall, and that's what this is right here. So this is just Windows 10 settings and stuff. Then you go to Advanced Settings, and then I got to bring this one down too. This thing's a mess. I saw whenever I started messing with this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I really need to clean this up. So then you click on inbound rules, and you got to remember that you have to, this is the port that you want to open, 14650, through your firewall. And the only thing I did was basically new rule. I gotta keep bringing these down here. So you go new rule, and then you go port, and then next, and then the specific port is 14650. Double check that. Yep, 14650. And then next, and then you're going to choose to allow the connections. And then what I do is I uncheck domain and public and just leave private. And then next. And then you give it a name. In this case, I called it something like swap Micropool. And then finish. So now I have two actually that are enabled probably. So I'm going to get rid of that one. But that's all you have to do. Now what I have noticed is whenever you make these types of changes, sometimes the pool won't connect right away. You have to actually restart the pool, so exit out of it and restart it. Let's see, the one I just created, where is it? Did I cancel it? I thought I actually created it. There it is. So I'm going to get rid of this one. All right. So that is basically it. And whenever you, that's all you have to do to get the pool to be recognized on your network, right? Yeah, Seb Grin, he's the man in here. If you have any questions, just ask him, because he's the dev for this thing. So so that's how you get it through your firewall, so that your pool can be seen. Now let's go over here to their website and look for the executables for this. You just go to get started, I believe, and then pools. I like how y'all sped that up. That used to be really slow. Like you would click the link and then it would take forever to scroll up. So whoever modified that, good on you, because that was smart, because it scrolls really fast and gets you to the point there. So right here is Micropool, and then you click on latest release, and this is for Windows only, the way I understand. And if you go to, now there's two versions. There's the install version and then the portable version. They're at 1.3.0 now, and either one will work. One of them actually installs it on your system, so it'll show up under program and features, and it'll have Seb as the, which is Seb Grin, as the publisher or something like that. You know, you'll see it in there, but it'll do it as an install program. But really all it's doing is it's putting it in there and then putting the executable there so that you can actually search for it, so that you could just click on start and then start typing swap, and it would go and it would list the pool as one of your executables, right? In this case, I believe I just started the Micropool, or the portable one, which is just an executable. That's all it is. It just double click on it and it runs. So what I'll do right now, I just want to verify. Okay, so this is, these two rigs right here are on the Micropool. Let me just double check this real quick. So if I look at the flight sheet that's assigned, right here you can see the IP and then the port. So it is, both of these rigs are pointing to that. And if you look at the pool itself, the stats, there's a 2 right here, which means 2 workers attached. Okay, and so what I'll do is, let's just start at the very beginning. I'm going to exit out of all this, and I guess we'll do a flight sheet and everything. So we'll just, like I said, this is going to be chill. I don't have anything like written down notes or anything like that. I'm just winging it completely here. Basically at this point, if you wanted to set this up on your Windows 10 machine, that's where we're going to start. So you would go to swap.fyi and then click on, let me get back up here. So you go to swap.fyi. I'll get it, guys. Hang on a second. And then get started, and then pools. I am going to go a little bit fast now because I don't want to run out of time here. And then we're going to click on, under Micropool, we click on latest release. And then in this case, we'll download the portable one, which means it's not installed. It's just executable. So we're going to click on that. We're going to give it a spot. We're going to download it to downloads. Sounds good to me. Okay, so now this is actually, I think I need to do this in Chrome for it to work. Brave is going to block it. Probably a way of setting that up to where it'll work, but I'll leave it like that. Let me get up here. I've already downloaded it, so this is kind of kind of silly, but you guys, everybody in here probably knows how to download a program, right? I'm sure. Let me see if I can get to it up here real quick. Just a second. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here. So pretend that that worked, right? Don't do it in Brave if you've got like default settings. You should be able to do it out of Chrome though. Maybe. Nope, it's doing the same thing. That's weird because the other day it was fine. I downloaded that, no problem. Maybe the new one, they need to do something to it to make it not register as a problem. Let me go in here and let's try the installer version, see what that one does. All right, that one looks like it's fine. So we'll show in folder, right click, run as administrator. All right, so once it runs, it actually looks like it goes ahead and starts trying to run. After you install it, it just fires up right away. And then you end up with this. So right now it's saying connection refused, and this is because you haven't downloaded or you haven't ran the swap daemon, the swapd.exe. So you probably already have a wallet downloaded, because if you're going to get this far, you probably have already downloaded a desktop wallet, and you have to have the desktop wallet installed in order, well, you probably don't have to, but that's how you get to the swapd.exe file. Now, so you would go in, let me navigate to my wallets here. I'll show you what it looks like. So wherever you downloaded your wallet to, or wherever you installed your wallet to, then that's where you're going to want to go, and it should look something like this. And in here there's a swapd.exe. So this is what you're going to want to run in order to synchronize. It's the daemon that synchronizes with the blockchain and all that stuff. Now what you can do is just copy it and get a copy of it out of this folder and run it from your desktop, which is kind of what I set it up for this. I just pasted it into here. So I've just got a folder on my desktop with named swap micropool, and I copied that swapd.exe in there. So I'm just going to run it. Just double click on it to run it. It looks like this. And then in order for the pool to actually work, this has to be synchronized 100%, right? In order for things to work properly. So I'm assuming now, what I've seen in the past with this, I don't think I've messed up yet, maybe, but if I don't see synchronization okay, like a big green indication, then sometimes it won't work. That could just be my interpretation, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here. So you can see here that I do have these two files downloaded, the portable and the installer. I tried to run both of them. Yeah, both of them now show up as a problem. The browser doesn't allow it. I know I can tell it to allow it, but for now I'm just going to use the ones that I downloaded previously. So I'm just going to double click on Micropool Portable. And it looks like this. So we have the two things running that we need. And let's see here. So it's dropping the connection. There's a misspelling there, Seb. Right there. You're missing an E. All right, so now it has one miner connected, because remember, on the HiveOS side, we just have a couple of rigs already up and running that are trying to attach to that pool, right? I didn't shut these rigs down or anything. They're still up and running. Although I've got like Watchdog on them, so they're freaking out because they can't connect to the pool. And the AMD one might actually have completely messed up, so we'll have to troubleshoot that. But right now it looks like it's doing invalid shares, possibly. We'll see here. And this is, see, I've experienced this quite a bit whenever I'm trying to do this. I don't know if it's HiveOS that's doing it or if it's the Micropool or some setting I have, but basically if I start seeing this wrong hash or very old, Seb will probably be able to clear up that for me, but I think it has to do with the actual daemon. So I'm going to close both of them, go ahead and bring them back up. Not from there, from right here. So I'm going to start the daemon first. And what I'm waiting on, I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong here. Let me get to the chat and see if Seb is yelling at me here. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, Sonia? Okay, so let me see if I don't know what I'm doing here. So this is probably the one I need to run, right? All right, so all that looks good. Okay. Is this the right one, Seb? But I'm not running the daemon yet, so let's start that. And then you should see, yeah, see whenever it says core is busy, that means the daemon is firing up. But see now, if you, what I've noticed, see now how you have synchronized OK on there? It wasn't doing that before. I don't know. It just seems like whenever I see that, if I don't see that, it doesn't seem to work right. Could be my configuration, it could be my machine, whatever. But I'm always happy whenever I see synchronized OK. And you got to remember that you have to let it synchronize all the way. And the first time you run it, it's going to take hours, several hours, right? Depending on your connection speed, depending on how many nodes are online, what you're talking to, all that stuff, it can take a really long time. So you have to let it get synchronized before you even attempt this. All right, so right now you can see that it's synchronized with the blockchain and you're getting indications of new block available, right? But at this point, there's no workers attached. See right here where it says workers and then there's 0, right? So we have to go back over here to HiveOS and figure out what's going on. So right now, neither one of them are attached. And it's probably because of the watchdog and all that stuff. Actually, this one doesn't even have it on. Let me just reboot both of them. So you kind of got to, in my experience anyway, you kind of have to go in order. You have to get both of these things up and running and seeing new blocks over here, and then that's whenever it's basically the safest way of going ahead and attaching miners at that time, right? So what makes this really interesting is that with the algorithm that they use, the Cuckaroo cycle, and the 15-second block times, then it makes actually solo mining make sense, right? Because I hate that I say right. I'll stop in a minute if I can remember to not say right after I say everything. But you can, with a rig, you should be able to hit a few blocks in a day, because I think Seb was talking about it earlier. Was it 15,000 blocks a day, something like that? 15,560. Is that right? Scrolling up in the chat here to see. No, he didn't mention. I don't think he mentioned it. 5,600 blocks per day. So, you know, you have a pretty good chance of hitting a block if you're on a rig and you're solo mining. Not only that, but you're not paying any fees and things like that. So there's a lot of bonuses to this, a lot of pluses to it. So neither one of these rigs are talking yet. I don't know what's going on. Let's see here. I could go over and just grab simple mining too. These are configured. I didn't get them off of that, so they're definitely on the Micropool. Yeah. And I'm using Gminer on AMD because I haven't been able to get, was it Grin Pro Miner, I believe. Even though it's a little bit better miner for AMD GPUs mining swap, I could not get it to work. It fires up, everything looks fine, but there's no grafs per second. There's no hash rate, basically. I just haven't had a chance to mess with it to try to figure it out. But I think it might have something to do with the AMD drivers that are on HiveOS. But simple mining has the old drivers in it, and it works with Grin Pro Miner. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Alright, so I've got new blocks here, so that's great. It is synchronized, but my rigs are not not talking. Let's see here. So it just rebooted. Let's remote in and see if we can tell what's going on with it. Seb's making fun of me. So apparently there is a yellow "you are synchronized." Where's that at? I mean, I see this. I don't see a "you are synchronized." Oh, right here. You are now synchronized with the network. Okay. So I'll look for that if I don't see this synchronized okay in the future. But I also look at the number of blocks and all that, and if they match, of course, then that means you're synced. But it just seems like whenever I didn't see the synchronized okay that I would have a problem connecting. But again, it's probably just limited experience with this particular config, so it's probably just something I think is happening whenever it's actually not. So, all right, let's see if we can get these rigs talking here. All right, failed to establish. So it looks like this is the indication you would see if the port isn't open. So apparently, maybe whenever I was messing around with the firewall here earlier, I might have done something wrong here. Let's double check our work here. Oh wow, yeah, I don't see any, there's nothing on here for swap. So that would do it. I know I deleted the one, but I thought that was one that I had just created, so maybe not. So let's just walk back through this again. And then this is going to be kind of cool because you should, over here, where it's saying logging in to 192.168.1.118, which is my workstation here that I'm running the pool on, and it's failing, right? You see how it says failed to establish connection to mining pool? So now that's the indication you'll get if your port's blocked, if it can't talk to the Micropool. So we're going to go port, specific port 14650, and then next, I believe that's right. We're going to click allow, next, always uncheck these two, domain and public, leave private, next, give it a name, swap Micropool, and then finish. So now what you should see, where's this at? Okay, so it was there. All right, I don't know. I guess I didn't sort properly or something here. All right, so let's disable one of them. What I might have to do. Let's see here. Trying to think, guys. Trying to think. I'm probably messing this up somehow. 14,650. Okay. It is enabled. Open both those up. Let me get out of here. Yeah, it's a little tricky sometimes, but this isn't probably not Hive's fault, I don't think. It's probably just my fault here. I have done something goofy here somewhere along the way. I'm sure the AMD rig is just jacked up. I've got like one GPU that keeps throwing a bunch of errors or something, and it'll lock up from time to time. So I'll just power that one off. So let's focus on one, and we will just see if we can get one working. Yeah, I'm going to stop the, if it doesn't pick up once it boots back up, I'm going to just stop everything. Yeah, the AMD on HiveOS does seem to be tricky for sure. It seems like that's where most of my problems lie. If I'm using nvidia on HiveOS, everything seems to run like butter. But anytime I try to do AMD, like I'll give you a good example. Even mining swap with AMD using Gminer, what I've noticed is it'll start out with a pretty good GPS. And then over time, it'll decrease just a little bit at a time, and then eventually it'll just crash, get so low that the watchdog kicks in and it'll restart. So, like if you look at at the history of the hash rate, it is all broken up. You know, it's not perfect. And I don't think it's anything I'm doing because I've seen a lot of complaints from other people too. So. I don't know what's going on, guys. Let's see here. But, you know, you guys did see that it was working whenever we first started the stream, though. All right, so it's acting like, yeah, it still can't connect. So let's go ahead and stop the pool. I'm going to leave the daemon up and running. And then we'll just go and start the pool again. Ah, shoot, I went wrong one. It's the wrong one, but it did work. What I'll do is get out of there. Let's go to all right, here we go. All right, good grief. I think we're good now. All right, so now you see that there's one worker connected right here, and you see shares. Whenever you see this share right here, that means it's actually working. And then over here, you can see shares, so it's got 20 already. I'm not sure why GPS doesn't show up. Seb can probably answer that. And basically, this means everything is good. If we go over here to HiveOS, hit a refresh. Right now, it's showing a lot of bad shares, but I think that was because I was attached to the bad pool, the old pool, and it was getting. I probably should have showed you what it was doing, but I don't know if you guys saw that or not. But it was stale shares and stuff, so that's why it looks like that for now. It'll increase over time, I'm sure. See, it's already at 83, so. Okay, so GPS is broken, Seb says. All right, so that's why that's not showing up in there. Not a big deal, because normally your miner program will show you the GPS. Like here's it's 31 on here, and the accepted shares ratio is climbing. And if you check the pool over here, you're not getting any rejected shares, so that's good. I don't know if Brandon is live here. Let's go and see. There's no notification, and he's not live. So we have at least a minute or two to keep going here. All right. So since we've got it up and running, we can actually blast through a. Let me just. To make it easy, I'll just show you the flight sheet, because I'm assuming that most everybody that uses HiveOS knows how to create a wallet, and I've been through it. Just watch the video from 2 days ago, and it's fine. I walk through how to create the flight sheet or the wallet, the flight sheet, and all that stuff. So let me just show you what the settings actually are for like Micropool, for example. So that's wallet, not the flight sheet. So we go to flight sheets. Filter by XWP. On the Micropool, we will look at what it looks like here. So this is nvidia, and I'm using Gminer. Whoops. I'm sorry, this is AMD. This is AMD's flight sheet, and I am using Gminer, like I was saying. I could not get, it looks like everything's working with Grin Pro, but I just never get any GPS at all. It's always 0. So I don't know what's going on with it. But these are the settings for the Micropool. Now in this case, my machine's IP address is 1.192.168.1.18, and the way that you get that is just go to command prompt and then type in IP config. Whoop. And that's going to show you your IP right here, your IPv4 address, 1.18. Now, obviously, if you're setting this up, you should know how to do that already, and you should know how to set a static IP address and not a dynamic or a DHCP address that might change over time, right? So make sure you have a static IP if you're going to set this up and you want it to be permanent, if you're not just playing around with it like I am. So you want your IP to be static and set up so that whenever you launch your pool, your Micropool, it's always the same setting, and you don't have to keep changing your flight sheets to match whatever the IP address of your pool is at the time, right? So just keep that in mind. So that's what the flight sheet looks like for the AMD rig using Gminer. The flight sheet for nvidia and over there I'm using nbminer. It seems to be by far the most efficient, the best one. It gets the best hash rate or GPS and all that stuff. So works really well. Seems to work really well. So this is what the flight sheet for that looks like. Pretty basic. I mean, as long as you have the wallet in there and your IP address and your port, the right algorithm, because I believe that nbminer actually starts with something else. Maybe it was gminer that starts with something else. One of them starts with the wrong algo and you have to actually go and change it. It might have been gminer. Let's go see. Yeah, I think whenever you first launch gminer, if you do it from scratch, after you choose it, I believe it has something else up here and not swap. I don't remember. There was one of them that was weird. So just keep that in mind too. All right. I told y'all this was going to like really chill and just very just from the hip. I don't have anything planned. I was just kind of goofing off. All right. What else can we look at? We can look at simple mining. Yeah, let's do it. So simple mining, basically the same thing as far as your group config. In this case, these two rigs are AMD, so I'm actually using gminer for them as well. I want to say, I know I was doing a little bit of testing earlier. I think I got, yeah, okay, so this is a good test. All right, so let's do this. Let's go over here, and we are going to change the AMD rig, which is off right now. Let me think about this for a second. So let's change this flight sheet. Actually, let's duplicate this flight sheet, and then we are going to edit it, and we're going to choose the Grin Pro miner. Let's see if this works here. I'm gonna throw it on. I'm not gonna do the Micropool for this one. So I just want to, what I want to do is I want to test this and see if it works on I'll show you what it does on HiveOS, and then we can switch over to simple mining and see if it works over there. Now I'll kind of prove what I was talking about earlier. All right, so we'll call it XWP AMD Grin Pro and kryptonite.cc pool. All right, so let's go ahead and assign that to the AMD rig. I know it's off right now, but I'm going to turn it on. All right, so now that flight sheet is assigned. Well, I thought I was going to turn it on. Might have blown a breaker or something here. Huh. I guess I did. All right, I'll be right back. That's funny. I'm silly. I forgot that I turned it off with my phone. So I have the app, so the actual Wi-Fi smart plug is off. So let's turn that back on. That'll help. All right. All right, so that should be coming up. Oh man, there's only 3 likes. What is going on? I tried Awesome Miner a really long time ago, and I wasn't pleased with it, so I abandoned it. It is very functional, though. I mean, I'll give them that. Lots of features. Yeah, it's funny. I turned it off with my phone. I'm sitting over here wondering why I can't turn the rig on. I'm like, good grief. And I thought I blew a breaker, and then I forgot. Oh yeah, I turned the smart plug off. I really need 2 monitors and 2 keyboards and stuff for this show so that I can actually show both the monitors. It's kind of tough having to swap them around all the time. You need to get a KVM or something for it. So it came back online, it looks like. Now what did we do? We assigned the the Grin Pro flight sheet to it, right? All right, so over here, I think I'll be able to show what's going on with the Hive shell. So it's still firing up. Yeah, I had just actually re-imaged this USB, with the new HiveOS, and so the driver or the miner and stuff's not on there, so it's got to go and grab it and all that stuff. So that's what it's doing. Alright, so this is what I want to say, that this is the error that I get. I want to say that this worked earlier. I got past this, and then it gets to a part where it it shows the GPS, and then there's nothing. But I know that this is the root of the problem, but I don't know why this happens, because I'm using, this is the same version that I'm using on Simple Mining, and it works over there. Let me go and verify that though, just to make sure. I know it was working earlier. Alright, so if we go down here to XWP, yeah, Grin Pro Miner Test right here. See, there's no rigs assigned to it right now. Oh, and it's actually on. I have it configured for. That's the wrong one. I have this configured for the Micropool. So for Grin Pro miner, this is what the Grin Pro, this is what the config looks like. Pretty simple. You just have server port, either TLS or no TLS, and then your wallet receiving address, and then the password. So it's pretty basic, and this is what mine looks like up here. So it's just those few things, those few items, parameters that you need to put in there. And then, so what we'll do is we will assign that let's verify the actual version number too. So it's Grin Pro 2.1. Alright. So we'll assign both these rigs to, these are both AMD 8 GPU rigs. So AMD Grin Pro, I thought I called it test, maybe not. Alright, so we'll just go like that. Let me go check and make sure that's the right group. Yeah, Grin Pro miner test right here. 2 rigs are assigned, so we'll let that rock. And oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the pool, the actual. Yeah, I wish I probably should have like uninstalled everything and started this completely from scratch. But basically, whenever you first started, all this stuff is blank. So you have to put in your wallet, and that's just a wallet receiving address, just like anything else. And then the daemon host. Now, what I discovered is you could put in here 0.0.0.0 or 127.0.0.1. And then the port is 19950 for the, that is the mainnet blockchain port. And then the pool and port is 14650. And this is what the actual port is running on. And that's why you have to allow, if you're running it on a Windows 10 machine that has Windows Defender running, you have to allow that port through there for it to work. Oh, are you saying for, okay. So for the group config here, I think Seb is saying that since you're using the Micropool, the address here could be anything. Is that what you're saying, Seb? It's like you could change this to whatever. Probably as long as there's some word in there, right? I think that's what you are referring to. Right on. That's cool. All right, so let's test that. Seb, save that. It's going to restart the miners, but maybe it'll be kind of fast. So right now it's only got 1 miner. That's because it's only the NVIDIA rig that's over there right now. Because remember, the AMD rig over here isn't working. It's got that, it's got this right here going on. Oh, here we go. So this was what it ends up getting to this, which it says it's mining at 0 GPS. So this is as far as I could get. A little bit of research I did, it was talking about AMD drivers and you might need to update the drivers, but I think it was a little bit old information I was looking at. So I don't know. I just haven't troubleshot this enough, but I want to see if it does work on simple mining, because that can kind of help you out a little bit, you know, lead you in the right direction with what's going on. So still says only 1. Yeah, it hasn't completely started up yet, so. Give it a couple more minutes here. Oh, there we go. There's 2. Oh, that's funny. It's got the name on there. Okay, so what you could do, then you could configure So the name you could put, if you're going to have multiple workers, then you could put the name of the rig. All right, let's see if the, I want to try this. That's going to be kind of fun. Let's see if this works. I wonder if I can use the simple miner variable in here. Let's see. That might be kind of neat, because then you'll be able to see the rig names inside of the Micropool. Back to 1 because these 2 rigs were restarting. Well, the rigs weren't restarting, but the miners were restarting. Still firing up. Oh, awesome. That's cool. Good to know, Seb. All right, so now I got 2. Now I got 3. So you can see right here, there's Blockring Mustafar and Blockring Dagobah, which are the 2 rigs over here, their names right here. So that is neat. So you can use, I hope y'all saw what I did here. I'll show you here a little bit. I'll zoom up on it. So because of what Seb was saying, you can actually use any name in this right here. You don't have to use your wallet receiving address, right? See right here where it says user. So if you use this example and you just compare it to what I have up here, this is the Micropool. This is the IP address of the workstation running the Micropool, and then this is the port. And then I'm doing no TLS. So right here you either can put TLS or no TLS. And then for the user, I'm using the variable that Simple Mining uses to describe the rig, or the rig name. So it's $, lowercase RIG, and then capital NAME, or capital N, and then lowercase AME. I don't know if you have to do all that, but I always put it in like that just to make sure. And then password is X, and that's it. So that is kind of cool, because then you can identify your workers over here with whether or not they're actually talking or not. So I would assume that with that information, I could probably go over here to HiveOS and actually modify the wallet. Let's see if this works here. This is cool stuff, Seb. The variable that HiveOS uses is worker, or percent worker underscore name percent. So I'm going to update that. I think that will kick off possibly kick off a reload. So what that might do is that might actually show us, no, it just says worker name. Okay, so it looks like you can't use the variable from HiveOS inside of here. But what you could do is set up multiple wallets for, set up a wallet for a rig, and you could put the name in there, it looks like. So in this case, you could just say, this is Kessel. That's the name of the rig. So we'll just do an update there. So now over here, you should see, you can see it dropped the connection, and then now it's reconnected as Kessel. So now you have all 3 of the rigs currently that are identified inside the pool. So that's kind of neat. I'm digging that. Then you also have the number up here, of course, too. But that's cool. I like it. Yeah, apparently, Seb, I don't know when you wrote that, but yeah, I tried that. I tried to use worker name variable as the password, and it didn't work. It put worker name over here and didn't pass through the variable. But that's fine. That's why I was saying you could create multiple wallets, each one with the name of the rig that you're assigning it to, I guess. So that'll be fine. So we have 1,600 shares, but we have hit 0 blocks. Seb, 0. What's going on, man? All right, that's cool though. Oh, okay. So you're saying, oh, password. Okay. Let's see. I think I have it set up that way. No, that's right. I have X, don't I? All right, let's go in here and check that out. So I want to, let me switch it back to the way it was. I'm going to grab my address here. No, that's not what I want. That back in there. All right, so you're saying maybe go over here and put the worker name as the password, or yeah, worker name as the password. Let's see if that works. Yeah, it looks like it's only pulling that wallet address. So it's looking like HiveOS, because it doesn't pass that as a variable, it looks like that's probably not going to work. Oh, yeah. That's what I could do, for sure. That would make sense, Seb. That would make a lot of sense. You know, it's one of those things where you always do something one way, and, you know, so you kind of, it's like habit, force a habit. So if we come up here and we say, oop. All right, that's one thing I don't like about HiveOS right there. All right, is this the one that we have assigned? Yeah, that's it. All right, so if we go right here and we go worker name there, that would make sense, Seb, for sure. And then apply, update. Yep, there we go, boom. Maybe, yep. So now you've got SavageMine Kessel, Blockring, those are the co-owned rigs, Blockring Mustafar and Blockring Dagobah. So that's all three. So now you have it identified by rig, and you know kind of, I mean, it's really not that important unless you just want to make sure that they're all online. But I mean, if you had a whole bunch of rigs, obviously it would probably help. So that is cool. That is super cool. I'm digging it. Yeah, that's neat. So the only drawback to this, obviously, is you have to have a machine. Windows 10, you have to have it online. It has to be running all the time in order for this to work. But I don't really see that as a drawback. You know, that's kind of like what we're here for, right? That's what we're doing. And it's the cheapest way, obviously, because you're getting all your shares. You're not having to pay fees. You know, there's less possibility of scamming because you're actually running your own pool. You don't have to worry about what they're doing on the other end. You know, worrying about your hash rate being stolen or filtered off a little bit. So, hey, I like it. I do like it. This is a cool feature of Swap for sure. But now let's go ahead and let's see if we can get the AMD rig back on, because we've proven now that obviously that Grin Miner, Grin Pro 2.1 does work with this Micropool and swap and all that stuff. With these settings, I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. So you would think that you could get it to work in HiveOS as well. So I don't know why it's not. But just to prove that it does work, we'll go back to Gminer and get this thing to, we'll go to the flight sheet for that and edit the wallet to be underscore worker name, like we just did for the other flight sheet, and then apply changes, update. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Seb. I wasn't thinking about it the right way with the worker name, because like I said, you always put the variable up there for wallet, and I was thinking it had to be there, but that would make a lot of sense that it doesn't need to be there if you're already pointing to the pool that's on your same network, and then you just use the worker name to identify the rig. Makes sense. All right, let's see here. Probably have to reboot it. Let's throw it a reboot. There's no telling what's going on with it right now. What's everybody got planned for the weekend? Anything special? I'm going to be super busy. You're not going to see me again for a while. I got stuff to do. I'm going to be pretty much nonstop for a few days here. Probably why I went ahead and did, even though I only streamed for 3 days, I actually streamed 5 times. So that's kind of cool. Twice Thursday, twice Wednesday, and then once today. So I still got 5 in, even though it was only 3 days. So we know that the NVIDIA rig is working, so I'm going to switch over my display to the AMD rig so we can check that out and see what's going on with it. Maybe. Alright, there we go. Probably gonna have to restart it to get the video to show, but yeah, looks like it's down. This AMD rig on HiveOS is super finicky. I mean, once it gets up and running, it's fine in most cases. It's just getting it there that's the problem. So Seb, did I miss anything on the Micropool stuff? I know that we were talking about maybe doing something so you could see what a, oh, we did find a block, look. So that we could see what it looked like if whenever you hit a block. I think all it does is it says, instead of share, it says block. So that's how you can tell when you actually hit one. If I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw earlier. Yeah, man, block right there, boom. We did it. But I wish I would have had it up so that we could have seen the difference. I'm pretty sure all it says is block though. Oh, that would be cool. That would be super cool. Because this right here, I mean, I'm sure that it's logging this stuff, but there's no way of scrolling back up or down or anything, right? So it's just like a running log. So you can't really go and see what happened in the past. You just kind of have to sit here and watch it if you want to see actual blocks found and stuff. The number of shares says 2,700. Hey, what's up, El Swapo? What's up, WowBot? We tried to use Grin Pro on HiveOS. It's a big no-go. It just will not. I just can't get it to work. You can see right here, I'm using Gminer and it's working fine. I'm using Grin Pro on Simple Mining and it works fine, but not on HiveOS for some reason. Don't know what's going on with it. Wait, Seb's yelling at me here. What are you trying? What do you want me to do? Get this out of the way? Yeah, man. Share them wherever you want. Just make sure that everybody knows that this is not paid. I'm just, I don't know. I have to keep reiterating that, you know, I'm just covering stuff that I like, that I enjoy. You know, that's all I do. I don't. There's not like some, you know, paid or anything like that. Oh, my mug was in the middle of the. I see what you mean. Sorry. Yeah, because see the screen that I have being displayed, I don't see my cameras, so that's why sometimes I'll do that. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I got you. Yeah, that's what yeah, so I just don't want to, I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm like covering things only because people are giving me something on the back end, because I don't want to do that. I want to stay, what's the word? I'm bad at coming up with the right word. Not rational, but that is, I like to stay rational too. Integrity, like a high level of integrity. I want to maintain my own integrity. I don't want to come and be like pushed in a certain direction just because someone is paying me to be, right? I don't like that. I want to do this, and just if I like the project, I want to cover it, and that's just the way it is. I'm not doing this for you know, money, so to speak. It's just basically a very part-time hobby that I like doing. That's it. Maybe at some point, maybe if I get enough subs or something like that, you know, I'll monetize the site so that there's some ads and stuff, or monetize the channel so that there's some ads on there. But I don't even want to do that, to be honest with you. I just kind of want to do my own thing and not be pushed in a certain direction. And I think that this project, Swap, can actually appreciate that, because that's kind of like one of their go-to things. You know, they don't want to be pushed in a direction just because someone has enough money to tilt things in one direction or the other, right? So, all right, so what do we got here? We got Kessel. Oh, there's Scarif right there. Okay, so now we've got 4. So if you look at the workers numbers, so now we've got all 4 of the rigs here at the house hitting the Micropool. So how cool is that? That is super cool. What's up, Bosch Schlosser? I'm probably messing that up, I'm sure. Yeah, I say this a lot. Like, if you know, this community, I really enjoy it, and I think that we're still small enough that we can all just get along and grow together. We don't have to compete and you know, be shitty or backstabbing and all that stuff. I think it's so small that we can all just grow together and just kind of ride the wave, right? I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. So you're saying whenever it says new block to mine, okay, so let's watch for that. Let me zoom up on that a little bit here. So what you're saying is, yeah, whenever it says new block to mine, it also shows the height and the difficulty. So Seb is saying that can help you determine how long, about on average, how long it'll take for you to hit a block based on shares and things like that. I wonder why Brandon didn't go live tonight. I thought for sure he was. I don't remember him saying anything that he wouldn't be. So. Yeah, that I was gonna say that block at 2,500 shares was super lucky. But that's cool. All right, Melanie, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Be sure to hit the like on the way out. Gotta say that, right? Yeah, it just helps the channel, you know, get in front of more eyes. The way the algorithms work in YouTube are crazy, so things like that help. Like just the length of this stream is probably going to hurt because it's so long, but yeah, you know, the watching, the number of viewers has gone up and down, you know, anywhere from 8 to 5 or something like that, 5 to 8. So I don't know how that's going to work, but we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes, so probably going to end it here pretty soon. Just kind of letting this rock. It was cool that we hit a block. There was some other things I was going to do. Seb sent me some information on the Stagenet and testnet and things like that. And it's super easy to hit a block on there, you know, because it's just a stage network. And the difficulty is at 1 instead of 10,523. So basically everything that you do on there, it actually hits a block. So we were going to show that, and actually I guess we can kind of play around with that. We'll take I think I can run, see, how's this going to work. I can run both daemons. I think I just have to, yeah, I don't want to do that if I've got 4 rigs on here. So let me because we're far enough along now that it kind of makes sense that I can go ahead and put everything back. So let me put these rigs back on the normal. I'll take them off of the Micropool because I don't leave my machine on all the time. So But it was lucky that we hit a block. That actually makes me want to leave them on the Micropool for sure. But for this exercise, I need to get them off of the Micropool if we're going to play around with the whole Stagenet thing. Give me a second to think about this and clean it up. So I'm going to go, that's on Kryptonite, so I'll put that back over there. Put this rig back on Kryptonite also. I'm saying Kryptonite, I'm talking about the pool. Like that. So that should fix both of those. So we should go down to 2 here. There we go. So it's really cool to see this like live, right? Watch this happen live. It's kind of neat. So then we will go to simple mining. I'll get these back on what they're supposed to be mining as well, because these are actually co-owned, and I should be mining conceal coin on these for right now. So we'll do that. I could have done them both at the same time. I don't know why I didn't. So that gets those back on the right thing. I'll check on those in a minute. So now we should have 0, at least in a minute, we should have 0 workers. Yeah, some other things that help, like a YouTube channel, is people talking. And then another thing that really helps, believe it or not, is comments. So after the video's over, if you're watching this after the fact, be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Ask me a question. I'll respond, you know, that kind of thing. So just keep the conversation going, because this is a cool project. You got to admit, I mean, I dig it for real. Yeah, exactly. Initech swap. I mentioned that in the stream whenever I was doing like the history in the background of swap and all that. I mentioned that, you know, there's not going to be a situation where swap is going to pay for a exchange listing or anything like that, and that helps people like us, you know, the miners and the people that are actually investing in it, because we don't have to worry about some amount of funds, you know, going from this wallet or this fund, you know, and going to an exchange just to be listed. You know, I think that's great to have that kind of because what it reminds me of is Ravencoin. Ravencoin's the same way. It's like, look, if you want to list the coin, list it. If not, don't. You know, that's it. And I like that. I like that feature of the project for sure. All right, so now we're at 0 workers on Micropool. So what we want to do, we were going to play around with the Stagenet so we can see what it's like to hit blocks and stuff, right? So let me see if I can find that. Let me get this up here so y'all don't see all my stuff. Yeah, okay, so I had to jog my memory here. I was playing with this a little bit earlier. So what we'll do is we will, so that's the pool. So what we have to do is we have to start the swap daemon in a different way so that it starts on pointing to the Stagenet. And basically all it is you're adding, you probably could just do one dash, but it's dash Stagenet, and then that's going to start the swap D on the Stagenet, which has a different port number that we will, let's see, how does this work? Let's see if I can remember. First off, let's start it, because we have to do that first for sure. And you can run these side by side. You can run both the daemons because they're operating on different ports. Alright, so now we would configure the pool to use, let me get these up out of the way so you can see them. It's not the pool, but the port. If you change the port to 39950, all I did was I pressed enter, and you can see right here how it went to difficulty of 1. So that's because now we're pointing to the Stagenet with the Micropool, right? Or that's what it's connected to. That's the network that it's connected to. And this is really cool because you can use the same wallet address. You're not going to gain coins or anything like that. It's not going to add to it. This is just a staging network. That's all it is, just for testing and things like that. So let me minimize that one. So what we should be able to do is configure the flight sheet. See, we're going to point it back to the Micropool. That's all you have to do, because now the Micropool is actually attached to the Stagenet, like I was saying. So now you just tell this to go back to the Micropool, because right now it's pointing to kryptonite.cc pool, right? So we're going to go to flight sheets, go to XWP, and oh wait, oh, the AMD rig was still on. Wait a minute, that's not right. Oh, so they were still on the pool? No. What's happening here? Maybe I'm missing something. I am missing something. All right, so they were already configured for the. No, they weren't. I don't know what's going on. I thought I'd put both these rigs back on. Yeah, because we had 0. I'm getting a little lost here. Hang on. I should write down what I did, because I don't remember. I'm going to stop this because there's no workers, but there should be, because both of these are configured for the Micropool. But I thought that I had assigned them to the regular one. I don't know. Let's restart that. I'm going to go ahead and close this daemon as well, just for the heck of it. This is the Stagenet daemon. It says I'm synchronized. Alright, so now let's go and start the pool. Weird. Oh, you know what I did? Did I start the other? I don't know, I'm getting all mixed up here. Alright. That was the right one. Pull this back down here. So you can see right here it still has 39,950. It's got a difficulty of 1. Go look at this, see, it might be the rigs actually, might not be. Yeah, see? How weird is that? Is it just, did I mess up the name or something? I must have just messed up the name. Because this is what the rig is assigned to, which is not the Micropool. So let's put it on the Micropool. Alright. That's weird. Alright, let's go in here. Set this up to... See, now it's showing up right. I must have just needed a refresh or something. I don't know. You know what probably happened is this was open. This little drop down was probably still open from whenever I changed it before. Or I must have been talking about it or something. Alright, so we'll go back to AMD rig on... Yeah, we'll put both of these rigs on the Micropool. So that's... Oh, that's not right. I said AMD. That's not right. This one needs to be on MB Miner. This is the AMD rig. Am I tired or something? Maybe. So we'll go AMD and Micropool right here. G Miner because I couldn't get Grin Pro to work on. Yeah, I saw that after the fact. I don't know why I was navigating that way, Seb. Alright, I stopped the daemons just to, you know, clear everything out. I understand I probably don't have to do that. Alright, so here we are hitting blocks like crazy. So we've got Kessel, and in a moment we should have Scarif on there as well. So we'll probably have, yeah, there we go, 2. So now we've got 2 workers. Let me blow this up a little bit here. So look at all those blocks we're finding. How cool is that? I wish they were real. That would be really cool. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. It just says block whenever you hit a block in all caps. So that's nice. Kind of stands out a little bit. So what do y'all think about this stuff? I dig it. This is cool. This is just playing around testing just to show you what it looks like to hit a block. I like how the difficulty is at 1. Oh, I just noticed that that's misspelled too, Seb. Look, difficulty's misspelled. Fix it. Yeah, this is cool. Digging it, digging it. All right, but let's get them back on. So I should be able to just come right here and change the 3. Let me zoom up on that. So in order to get back on mainnet and actually mining actual on mainnet, actual crypto, you just put a 1 and then press enter, and you should see the difficulty jump up. So I'm going to press enter. Maybe at the end. Enter. What am I doing? Oh, I don't have the daemon running. Hang on. Hang on. My bad. My bad. I'll get it. I only have the Stagenet daemon running. So let me fix that real quick. There we go. So all I did was launch the daemon for mainnet and started working again. And the difficulty jumped up and all that stuff, and now we're back to normal. Mining for real again. But I noticed right here, I guess because we didn't close it. So check that out. We found 178 blocks and we're mining on mainnet. Just kidding. That's just like a record overall. I suppose that if we just close this and reopen it, it would fix that. Yeah. So see, now we're back to 0. Boo. Oh, that's right. You wanted me to go to defocus. Okay, so I'd have to click off of it. I thought before I was actually just press enter. Yeah, see, just then all I did was press enter and it went to it just fine. All right, so from here you said we can go to Yeah, I need to do that. Let's let it build up a lot of blocks, and then I'll switch it over to mainnet, snapshot, screenshot, and I'll send that to y'all. That'll be cool. All right, so, and then we can say, this is what it's like to mine on Micropool. Look at all these blocks we're hitting. Look, we hit 35 blocks and 81 shares. That's funny. All right, so right now we have both daemons running, so we can literally just switch back and forth at will. So that's kind of cool. You said we could go to, yeah, let me check that out real quick. See if I can bring up that site. All right, so what am I looking at here, Seb? This is Stagenet, right? So all these are the blocks. Okay, so it's just a block explorer. So all these are the blocks that I found. Well, that's neat. Yeah, right here it says this is the Stagenet blockchain. So that's cool. Very nice. Just going to let this run for a little bit. Anything else you want me to look at, Seb? Or did we pretty much cover everything with this Micropool stuff? See, now I'll just have to keep doing videos every time y'all do like an update, which will probably be pretty often. But that's neat. I don't mind. It's cool. Yeah, so I went through Stagenet. We went through mainnet. Really the only holdup, the only part that we weren't really successful at was when we tried to use Grin Pro on HiveOS, and I just have not cracked that nut yet. I don't know why it doesn't work, because the same miner, the same version and everything works in Simple Mining. At least I think it's the same version. Let's check that real quick. I think I had checked this before. Yeah, 2.1. So let's go over here to Simple Mining and see what version they're using. I think it was 2.1. Yep, 2.1 right there. So same version. I mean, they're both AMD. No, I mean, the manufacturers are different, but that's it. So you would think that it would work on Hive. Now, we can also look at what version. Let me break this out here. I'm going to see what. I think I tried this before. Yeah, I did look at this before. So one of those rigs has AMD version 18.5. one of the simple mining rigs that works with Grin Pro 2.1. The other one has 18.1 AMD 18.1 drivers, and it works with Grin Pro on Grin Pro 2.1. So that makes me think that it's not the drivers on HiveOS. It's got to be something else. Simple mining is 1604, Hive is 1604, Ubuntu. So all that stuff is the same. I just don't know. Just don't know why it doesn't work. If somebody finds out, y'all can let me know. I probably won't mess with it because I'm happy the way it's working now. The Grin Pro gets a little bit better hash rate or better graphs per second than Gminer on AMD. It's not a real drastic increase, but it's maybe 10%, something like that, maybe 20%. Which if it is 20%, then that's enough for me to really mess with it. But we'll see. I mean, probably the algos are really focused mainly on, nvidia seems to do a much better job anyway. So I probably shouldn't be mining it on AMD, but I'm kind of throwing everything at it right now. So what do we got here? We got let me get all this stuff out of the way here. And we're picking up people. There's now 10 people in here. Oh, we know, Seb. We're just saying, we were making a joke that I'm gonna switch this over to mainnet, and then it's gonna have this as the number of blocks found with this many shares. The only thing that's gonna be thrown off is the difficulty. Maybe I can Photoshop that in there. Anyway, yeah. So, all right. So we're at 400 blocks found. Let me go ahead and switch this back over to. Oh, it did it. It changed the difficulty too. So all I did, Seb, was I changed that to a 1 and pressed enter, and it fixed everything. So now I'm back on mainnet, and it still has the 405 blocks found. So that is super cool. That's funny. So print screen. Got it. That's going to be funny. That's going to be funny. All right. Let's see here. Anything else? I can't think of anything else. I think we're good. Anything else coming up, Seb? Like any important info coming up on the project or anything like that you want to talk about? What's the very next thing you guys are working on? That's a pretty good question. There's been people contact me about doing interviews and stuff. I don't think I would be a good interviewer at all, but that is a pretty good question. Like, hey, what's the very next thing that you guys are going to release? So wallet for all platforms, meaning Android, iOS, desktop, Mac, those 4, 5, something like that. Oh, Linux, of course. And you're working on a web wallet. That's awesome. Yeah, we can actually go to that. I'm going to shut this down, simple mining, because we don't need that anymore. All right. Let me get I just noticed that there's, how's this working here? It's saying only like 3 GPS, but that can't be right. Total. It says 16 here. Seems like this number's not, I don't know what it, I mean, should this number right here, Seb, be about the same as what HiveOS is showing? Am I not thinking about that right? Because HiveOS is showing 16 and this is showing 3. So fill me in, brother. Let me know if that's right or if there's something wrong here. All right, what was I gonna do? I was gonna, oh, we were gonna go to the that web wallet, right? Catching up on the chat here real quick. Private keys never sent to the back end. That's good. All right, so you're saying restart the Micropool. A little bit better, at least for the on the nvidia side. Yeah, that's the Scarif rig, the AMD rig. Oh, there it goes. It's going up a little bit. Yeah, it's probably going to catch up. There we go, 11. Yeah, it's creeping up there. All right, good. All right. Oh yeah, I wasn't showing y'all that, sorry. Here we go. It's looking a little bit better. Actually, this is way higher than what it's showing on the nvidia side anyway. That's cool. All right, let's see here. I don't see where you told me. Oh yeah, wallet.swap. Okay, so let's go and check that out. Wallet.swap.fyi. Okay, I'm probably not going to want to do this on screen here because it's probably going to show me some words and all that. So I mean, I could do it obviously if if I'm never going to use it again. But let me pull it up here and I'll check it out real quick. Yeah, I'll have to mess with that after the fact. Do it. Doesn't matter. That's not what I was doing. Swap. Alright, so create an account. And like I was saying, it comes up immediately with private keys information. So I suppose I can just paste that down there, I guess. Okay. And that is it. Let's see, transactions, can send. Okay. Just like most web wallets. Okay, let's see, I'll do that. There we go, unconfirmed, 1 XWP. So, and then we can also say that right now it's a race. You guys, everybody saw the private key, right? So you can, if you're watching this video, oh wait, what happened? It went away. Yeah, I didn't click on it. I was going to say, right now it's like a race. You can go and claim this, right? Okay, this is cool. Go out to the block explorer to see even more info about it. So someone's gonna grab this. It's up there for you. What's up, Super Circles? That is pretty cool. Digging it. So it'll unlock in a little bit. It says, yeah, that's kind of super small. Let me zoom up on that. It's got about 6 blocks to go before it's unlocked. Cool stuff. We've been going for almost 2 hours, so I'm going to end this in at the most in 8 minutes. So it'll be a 2-hour stream, and that's going to be it, because I got a lot of stuff to do, unless y'all come up with something else. Okay, so I could send it to myself to lock it for another 10 blocks. It says 2 blocks now. Now I suppose that after it's unlocked, right, then someone can grab it with that, with the keywords, or the, what are they called? It's late. The private keywords, basically, that I showed you whenever I clicked on create account and all that. So I suppose that you can open up the wallet and then send the, if you have another swap wallet, you can send it to there. So it looks like it's unlocked now. So then we need to go and see what this is worth. The USD value anyway. Oh, look at that, up 20%. Switch this to USD. So go and grab your 16 cents. It's a race. See who gets it first. I guess maybe tomorrow I'll check back and say, yeah, mnemonic seed. That's what I needed. That's what I meant to say. I guess I'll check back tomorrow and into that wallet and see if it's gone or not. That'll be funny. Oh, you know what? I didn't write it down, so that's on the video, but I didn't copy it or anything, so that's it. It's gone for me anyway, until I look at the video and try to get it back. I think the market cap has gone up a little bit, huh? Volume's about the same as it was the other day. Yeah, I couldn't imagine buying a Bitcoin for 16 cents. Lucky dog. No, that's not luck. That's timing. You did a workshop on mining or something, and oh wow, that's crazy. I couldn't imagine that. That's nuts. Wow. That is cool. That's a cool story, Seb. That is amazing. Yeah, here's what later turned out to be 20 grand just sitting on the 20 USD, 20,000 USD just sitting on the table on a piece of paper. That's crazy. It kind of reminds me of my brother. He had, way back when, I don't know when it first came out, but he had Spider-Man #1, like the comic book. The very first appearance of Spider-Man. I don't know if it's his very first appearance because he probably was in Action Comics or something. I'm probably going to mess all this up. No, because he's Marvel, right? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I remember him telling me that he had Spider-Man #1, and he only got it because you know, he would draw the characters and stuff like that. He was like an artist, so he would draw characters and stuff. And then once he was done with the comic book, he just threw it. He remembers throwing it in the garbage. You know, Spider-Man #1, bleh, you know, right there. So I don't know what that's worth today. You can probably find out in about 2 seconds, but. They think we're going to talk about movies, I guess, but yeah, see, there's his first appearance. I thought it would be way more than that. $64. Okay, so yeah, I guess comic books aren't valued that much like they used to. Seems like it used to be way more than that, but that's funny. I'm probably not looking in the right spot. Yeah, like here's a graded one for $1,000. Action Comics #1. I could swear that I remember them being way more than that, but whatever. Yeah, right, Nick. I'm right there with you, man. It's like, man, can you believe this? I wish I was so lucky to buy Bitcoin for $5,000 each. Oh, yeah, that's true. So true. Yeah, those stories always blow me away, man. Hearing stuff like that. But I mean, back then you didn't know, right? I mean, like right now I have 30,000 Rito coins or whatever, right? And I mean, clearly it's a different era, a different time frame and all that stuff. But, you know, right now you look at that, I know it didn't take long to acquire them. So in my mind, I'm like, it's not worth anything, right? So that's how it used to be, and you couldn't use it to buy anything. You know, maybe around 2010 it was dark web type stuff, 2010, 2011. But other than that, I mean, what could you really use it for? You know, you were kind of just trading it around with your buddies and stuff, right? So didn't have any value at the time. Yeah. And right now, people are saying, think about this. This is a cool thing to think about, because the traders right now, a lot of them will say that their goal is to get one Bitcoin first, right? And then go into altcoins and stuff like that. So right now, there are people out there struggling to get one Bitcoin. What just happened? I don't know if I'm still on. My playback on my screen actually went away, so I don't know if I'm still running or not. Say something in the chat to let me know if I'm still actually streaming. But yeah, so it's crazy that right now they're like struggling to get one coin, you know, to start. Because what a lot of the traders will say is, you know, once you get your one Bitcoin, then you can start, you know, going into the altcoins and putting, you know, trading altcoins. So they basically say that the goal is one Bitcoin. And here you are throwing, you know, what was it? How many it was 150? Yeah, he had 150 in that workshop. Craziness. Yeah, so like my playback is an error, so I don't know what's going on with that. But it is 2 hours that we've been going, so I got to get off of here, guys. I would love to chat more, but I've got a lot of stuff to do. It's 11:30 at night over here where I'm at, but yeah, I got to get out of here. I hope this was good for everybody. I enjoyed it. It was fun. going over the whole swap wallet, Micropool stuff. It's really neat, you know, being able to basically manage your own pool. Point your rigs to it, not worry about fees, not worry about scammers. You know, all your hash rate is going to the pool. So that is really, really, really cool. And it's good to see that the devs are going to, Seb and those guys are going to continue to build on the Micropool. I think that's, you know, valuable for sure. So, yeah, that's going to be it, guys. I am going, yeah, this was 2 hours. It's nuts. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate it. Make sure you leave some comments after the fact. And if you are watching this after the fact, you know, hit the like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Greatly appreciated. Be sure to hit the like on the way out if you haven't already. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I will see y'all maybe sometime next week, but I'm probably going to take a little bit of time off. I've got some stuff going on. So I will, but I'll try to stream. It'll probably be later in the week next week. But I'm glad that we went ahead and got this one out of the way because this one was interesting to me. I like stuff like this. So hopefully, I know that most of the people that were in here already knew all this stuff, especially Seb and you guys. But, you know, if you're watching this, hopefully you learned something. If I left something out, let me know. I think I got everything covered pretty well. Seb seems to think so, so I think that's okay. All right, guys, I will stop rambling. I will see you guys next week. Hopefully, maybe sometime. We'll see. But if not, follow me on Twitter. Make sure you follow me over there because I will keep you guys updated on, you know, what's going on with the channel and if I'm streaming and stuff like that. I will tweet stuff out about the channel and whether or not I'm going live and things like that. So it's good to follow me on Twitter as well so it keeps you updated on what's going on. I will see you guys next week. Maybe. We will see. Stay savage, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it.